Howdy folks, Jc LaCourse coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada with another video showcase of Hearts of the West. It's cowboy poets, Western performers, musicians, singers, and songwriters. And at the end I have my tip of the hat where I pay tribute to a person, place, or anything that keeps us moving forward in the Western community. And sometimes I post a classic Western movie clip, maybe a favorite of one of yours. Now I'd like to start off with one of my own poems. And the inspiration for this following poem is my niece, Melissa. She goes with me to as many gatherings as she can attend. She went with me to my first one, Elko. And I'm always grateful for her support. And I just love her. She's my niece. And she's very important to me. So I wanted to write something, a sweet poem for Melissa. So that's what I did. And it is written from a cowboy's perspective. I am the cowboy. And she is my sweet Melissa. And it's titled The Legend of the Blue and Gold Bandana by Jc LaCourse. I'm thinking of my sweet wife, Melissa. What she's doing now and how much I miss her. She stands about so high, I can lean down a mite and whisper words of love to my darling, sweet wife, Melissa. What I am, the total sum of me, from boots to hat, my horse and saddle, the thing that is most precious to me is my blue and gold bandana. My wife, sweet Melissa, made that for me. This bandana's been a mask pulled over my face to keep out dust so I could breathe, and a bandage pulled tight so I wouldn't bleed, and a time or two when I needed a sling. Yep, this bandana, it's my everything. All my old friends, their eyesight, not what it used to be, will see this bandana waving hello in the breeze. They'll make room around the campfire for an old pard under the tree. Right now, I'm in a situation that's distressing me. Lost sight of my line shack while riding the plains. Got stuck in a blizzard. Now I'm half frozen. My horse is lame. He laid down beside me. I don't mind, won't complain. There is one other thing you might think mighty strange. I can't feel the cold and I've forgotten my name. Now, my friends won't find me till the spring brings the rain. They won't know me, 'cause you know in death you just don't look the same. But on closer look they will see my blue and gold bandana wrapped tight around what's left of me. Thank you, folks. Stick around for the showcase.
Howdy, folk. I'm old Jim Cathey from deep in the heart of Texas. Today is Saturday, April the 25th, the 7th and final day of Cowboy Poetry Week. And what a great week it's been. Thank you, Margot, for the opportunity. Today I'm going to do a poem a little bit on the lighter side. You know, cowboys had humor too. This poem is going to talk about a black baldy. A black baldy is a black cow with a white face and no horns. And I'm also going to talk about Mammy. Mammy was my mom, and yes, she was that tough. Mammy and the black baldy. As we sit around this campfire, I've got this tale for you. It is a bit unusual and maybe puzzling too. See, Pap had gone to Thursday sale and bought a pen of pears. Amongst them was a black baldy, mean as a dozen bears. She was some partial to her calf, kept eye on every one. And when 'twas time to work that calf, here she come on the run. He'd bawl, she'd hit that fence, which was sure enough hog tight. She still give it a good bounce, got madder at its back. The more he thrashed and bawled and carried about, the more she worked that pen. She'd charge, slobbering in the dust, just raising Cain. And then, riding up quite unawares, rode Mammy on her horse. Old Baldy seized her chance right now, intent to show who's boss. Blind rage unleashed, she crossed that ground, new target now to smash. Her bellering made a terrible sound, sure enough a talking trash. But Mam's horse had seen that charging cow and quickly jumped aside, left Mam a-setting in the air, came down upon that hide. Old Baldy overshot her mark and skidded to a stop. Mam stepped off madder than that cow, and with her quirt she gave a pop. Just made old Baldy madder. Red-eyed and breathing fast, she wheeled around to charge again when Mam gave her a blast of cuss and quirt so furious it changed her attitude. Old Baldy turned to run away, plumb finished with this feud, 'cause Mam was good at learning critters how not to act the fool. When old Baldy made that charge, well, Mam just sent her back to school. Thank you very much, Mammy and the Black Baldy. Now I do need to make a little bit of change. You see, Mammy was never one to cuss. But when she gave you the look, it was blistering. Thank you for enjoying Cowboy Portrait Week with me. God bless you. God bless America. Keep your powder dry.
What you like?
I don't like it already.
My name is Buckshot Dot. And a lady named D. Strickland Johnson wrote this poem about me called Tomboy. And I'm going to recite it to you. And I've asked these two partners here to help me out. This is old Charlie Black. This is Andy. I was raised with 7 brothers on a ranch near Concho Lake. There was Jamie, Jeff, and Joseph, and Sam, and Seth, and Sid, and Jake. So I grew up rough and tumble, and I made my share of noise. I romped the dogs and roped the horses. I was rowdy as the boys. Skinny tomboy. 7 brothers and assorted brothers' friends on our little cattle ponies raced to hell and back again, while we'd roar down the dry arroyos and then come tearing back. There was Buzz and Paul and Donnie. And that rascal, Charlie Black. But then one spring, as I grew older, Mama firmly told me no. When the boys went out on roundup, she said I couldn't go. Then she tried to teach me cooking, how to sew and keep the place. But my heart was roping yearlings in a long barrel race. Well, once she washed my hair in soapweed, and while it still hung limp and damp, she put that rusted curling iron down the chimney of the lamp. Sister, she said as she held up a gingham dress that she'd sewed, Andy's coming. Now you wear this so your legs don't look so bowed. Now Andy was that nice young foreman on the place off to our west, and of all my brother's cronies, Mama showed she liked him best. Oh, she was proud that she'd made me look like something of a girl. She got me out of faded Levi's and forced my stubborn hair to curl. So it wasn't long thereafter. Every time that Andy'd call and the boys was pitching horseshoes, Andy'd linger in the hall. So he came to be my suitor. He brought me candy, flowers, and such. And the night he brought me perfume, well, I didn't mind too much. Andy'd come most every evening. He was so courteous and kind, and it wasn't any secret what that cowboy had in mind. Every Friday, we'd go dancing, laughing clear to town and back. Andy made me feel a lady. So I married Charlie Black.
Muchísimas gracias.
Por nada.
Where's Daddy, Mommy?
Corneta!
Days of glory at the siege of Alamo. Lift the tattered banners proudly while the eyes of Texas shine. Let the fort that was a mission be an everlasting shrine. Once they fought to give us freedom, that is all we need to know of the 13 days of glory at the siege of Alamo. Now the bugles are silent, and there's rust on each sword, and this small band of soldiers lie asleep in the arms of the Lord, lie asleep.